Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Bill Thomason, founder of the Wall Street Wizards Academy. Whew. All right, y'all. We at the last of the last of the last home stretch. And for all of you all that have been hanging in there with me all day, thank you. I think it will be worth it because this is, I saved the best for last. This is where we're going to actually talk about the things that we're actually investing in. So, what I have is Daniel Maston, who I lovingly call the Young Lion. He is a young crypto investor. We have Tu Donnelly from Betterment. And then we have my friend Dr. Iyanu, who is also a crypto investor. So, and each of us brings a different perspective. I'm an advisor with a crypto hedge fund. You met VJ earlier in the day, but I've been a crypto investor on my own for several years. I was one of those people, I'll be blunt. I bought Bitcoin very early on. I didn't know what it was. I bought it because the short version of the story is somebody told me about it that because they it was being used in a scheme where they were getting hacked and they told them they had to pay them in Bitcoin. And I was like, what is that? And he said it's some kind of currency that these people want to get paid in. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy some. Let me see what that is. So had no idea what I was doing. What I can say to you all is if you're listening, I don't want you all to take that approach. So this is why I'm sharing knowledge with people who are experienced in the investment field. So because I want to start ladies first, because I was raised by a Southern grandmother who always told me to let ladies are always first in the door. They're first to sit down. So two, I'm going to ask you to lead us off. Talk about for 5 minutes or so. Talk about some of your best crypto ideas and why. And oh, my disclaimer: this is not professional investment advice. If you all want to make some investment decisions, you do it on your own or you find your own professional. How's that too? Was that good for a disclaimer?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you. With that, why don't you lead us off?
Sure. Thank you very much for an outstanding intro, Bill, and very nice to be back at the event. I'm Joe Donnelly. I'm a quant researcher at Betterment. Um, so what I'm telling you right now is personally my current ideas, and it doesn't come from Betterment's. So all that to extra, extra some disclaimer so that I'm totally safe talking to you guys about it. Um, I guess I would start off with with a big news recently in the metaverse sector. JP Morgan, which is one of the most prestigious and the largest US banks in the world, just opened the first major bank lounge in the metaverse. So you can find that lounge in the Metajuku Mall on Decentraland. And I encourage you to just go on Decentraland. You can explore the world using a guest account, just to go around, just to go about and see how the world looks like. So all that to say that every single day we start hearing big corporations, big names started to have a presence, trying to have a presence in the metaverse world. Even Facebook is changing their name or has already changed its name to Meta. So this is the next big theme, the next trend for all these big corporates to trying to have a presence on. So with that said, I think that is very likely we're going to see a huge adoption, particularly in the corporate world for the metaverse sector. It is a lot easier to advertise in the metaverse sector now than to place a billboard in the real world. And you might reach a lot more people in a shorter amount of time than placing a billboard on the highways. Um, with that said, um, even the Super Bowl later on, previously, you start seeing a lot of crypto names having advertisement, and that would lead you to a link or an airdrop. That is the current new way, the new I guess, post-trend of how to reach the audience now is just through virtual reality and through technology-enabled platform. So with that said, my personal idea is I really am very bullish on owning a virtual real estate on the metaverse. Of course, it's the closer to the commercial center in the metaverse, the better for your land to appreciate in value. But this is the thing about investment in general. You want to own asset, and owning a real estate asset in the virtual world can also generate you some passive incomes, which is a great way for you to just having a peace of mind and knowing that your asset is making money for you. You can rent out real estate now. You can put your NFTs in there for advertisement, for to entice sales later on. So all of that to say, real estate in real life is a great investment, but now you can also have an option to invest real estate on the virtual worlds. And if you look at the return, it's an impressive return. A piece of land on the sandbox might cost you around 1 or 2 ETH at the beginning of 2021, and is now about 5, 6, or even 10 to 20 ETH now in the sandbox. So it has impressive return. It has a potential to yield passive incomes. And I believe that with more corporate adoptions and more corporate joining the metaverse sector, it has a potential to even outperform rigorously in the future. So I think that that's one of the ideas that I want to put out there.
Well, I like early on, I've been in the investment business for a long time. I don't want to say how long because I'm dating myself. I don't want to do that. Let's say I started when I was 13. How about that? But I love the analogy of the train versus the tracks. I've always felt you want to follow the industry. But only thing I would add to that too is that you want to be on a track that you understand. If you don't understand biotech or pharmaceuticals or anything like that, if that's not your field, you probably don't need to be investing in it. But invest in something that you understand. Young Lion, drop us some knowledge.
Okay. When it comes to the overall investment opportunity in the crypto space, I would say I'm super bullish on the concept of sectors more so than projects. And two recently, in her spiel about the metaverse space, she very much touched on that, is that you're looking at the overall foundation and the overall creation of entire sectors of crypto that are literally evolving in front of your eyes. And lots of times we get trapped on price. We get trapped on dollars and cents. We get trapped on sometimes even in the community. There's a lot of community elements wrapped up in pretty much every single project, which occasionally leads to tribalism as well. And the key is separating yourself from that tribalism, separating yourself from that constant urge for quick gains, the constant urge for worrying about price and dollars and cents, and really get into the sector you're invested in. Personally, I try to use whatever metrics I can. If it comes from using CoinMarketCap to CoinGecko, using Masari like was mentioned previously as well, token metrics, all the different modalities that are out there to help you really weed through the market and see all the different things that you can invest in, not limit yourself to what's popular. Of course, you can make money investing in Bitcoin. You can make money investing in Ether. It's a no-brainer. Over time, everything is going to build. The scarcity, particularly in Bitcoin, it's what makes it the digital gold it is. Ethereum, just the fact that hundreds and hundreds of thousands, hundreds, 2,000, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of projects are built on Ethereum. You have the interconnectivity of that massive ecosystem. These things will raise in value, but at the same time, they are not the entirety of the market. So when I'm looking into projects, the projects I'm looking at, I look from sector to sector. A particular sector I'm super bullish on is that of on-demand liquidity, that of interoperability between blockchains. Basically, the structural framework of what we see crypto being. So this goes to coins and tokens like the Quant Network or XLM Stellar. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's a very polarized asset, but XRP. Um, Down to cryptos like XDC, Zenfin. These cryptos that are basically building, and the graph as well, GRT. They're building the basically the infrastructure to be able to communicate cross chain, and the opportunity and ability to communicate cross chain is what gives us the ability to use crypto, not just spend it, not just buy it, not just sell it, but use it for the utility that it has. I'm also super bullish on NFTs, and not just in the digital art sense, but I believe that NFTs in the future, they'll be the deeds to our homes, they'll be our medical records, they'll be all sorts of documentation that right now in our archaic sense are still on paper. They're mutable. And with the NFT, things are immutable. Things are non-fungible. They belong to you. They're made for you. You control them. You have ownership over them. And you can also transfer them to the places they need to be in a much more interconnected way. So when it comes to NFTs as utility more so than just art or collectibles, I look to things like Propy. You might have just recently heard that the first house in Texas was bought via NFT. That was done via Propy. Propy is a PRO, and you can invest in it now. But in closing, just keep your eye on different sectors. Learn the different sectors of crypto that are out there. Learn all that you can. You don't have to be a know-it-all. You don't have to be a whiz, but one day you will be. The more you read, the more you get involved, the more you get into the community, get on Twitter, get in Discord, get on Twitch, put yourself out there and watch the whales, and you will build.
So just so you all know, Daniel and I are part of a weekly consortium where we meet once a week just to discuss crypto. It's one of the things I'm really proud of that I've got it. We talked about our tribe, right? Building a tribe of people. So Daniel and I and a few others, we meet once a week and we talk specifically about crypto, metaverse, Web3, NFTs, investing. And it's where we all share a common goal of learning together. Iyanu, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I love what I've been hearing thus far. And I'm probably going to tie a bit of both, together here. When I look at the products that I buy or the cryptos that I, decide to invest my money into, I'm looking at their utilities, but more from the application standpoint, right? One of the applications, one of the products that I'm really, really very, very interested in and I'm invested in is Matic. And one of the reasons why I'm interested in Matic or why I'm invested in Matic is one, because of their ability to scale the Ethereum platform. So it helps, they're really helping to build infrastructure, really make Ethereum more scalable. And you see, like, for example, the example that Tu had mentioned, right, with Decentraland, right? It's built off of Matic. Examples like Antique technology, the crypto store, the pocket full of cards, the chain breakers, all of that is, Decentraland. All of that is off of Matic. Another one I'm really, really interested in is HBAR. And the reason why I'm very interested in it is that it's built off of a patented technology called Hashgraph. And they use this sort of gossip protocol is what they call it to really spread information across the blockchain. And I find it to be really, really intelligent, really, really neat, scalable. I think they are able to do it in 10,000 TPS. Just amazing, product, and so I would say HBAR and Matic.
Okay, thank you. Before I give mine, I want to ask a question to you all. Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously two of the more well-known names in the crypto space. I remember when VJ and I were first looking at launching the hedge fund. I remember something I told VJ back in, I think this was 2016, and we were talking about doing a hedge fund. I said, man, when my aunt starts asking me about crypto and Bitcoin, it's over. Because it hadn't been a lot of people talking about it. But it's something inside of me told me this thing is going to take off. And it's going to take off in a way where everybody's just going to want to jump into it. And I was right. And my 76 year, 76, I think she's 76. If she's watching, please don't be mad at me. My 70-ish year old aunt did call me and say, what is this thing I'm hearing called Bitcoin? Because she knows I work in the finance world. And that was around 2019. So are you all buyers of Bitcoin now? Or are you sellers? Are you buyers of Ethereum? Or are you sellers? Or are you holders? I'd love to hear from each one of you.
Yeah, I'm a holder.
And why? And why?
Okay, I'm a holder of both. For some weird reason, Bitcoin. So I had a friend. He wrote the book "Thank God for Bitcoin," and I read his book. While I had some sort of issues with getting in this business place, right? Because I just couldn't. I wasn't sure of the idea that anything couldn't be broken. Just because I'm a technologist by nature, I think you could break anything, right? So I wanted to investigate it, and I started looking into the technology. I was like, oh wow, this is really, really really, really neat. And one of the reasons why I'm invested in Bitcoin, one of the things that drew me to it was its immutability, the transparency of it, was so powerful, and also the fact that it became a store of value. And so that was my first introduction to cryptocurrency in general. And I think it's really formed the foundation of my understanding of these other currencies. I'm gonna stop there, but yeah.
Tu, how about you?
Sure. So Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would talk about Bitcoin first. So if you asked me this question before 2022, I would say that I'm a holder of Bitcoin. But now you're asking me this question right now, I'm saying I am both a holder and a buyer of Bitcoin. And the reason I said that is because if you look at the price chart of Bitcoin, it shows that Bitcoin has hit about 60K or more than 60K, one in April of 2021, and the second time is in November 2021. What it tells me is that it has the potential of going up to around 60K. And right now it's crashed to about 37K today, which is painful, by the way. But I think that if you missed your chance around January of 2021, this is your chance to get into it again. So right now, because I'm bullish on it, I start to hold a little bit more on Bitcoin because I think that this is the chance for me to have an easy access and a cheaper access to Bitcoin. And next to it is Ethereum. Most of smart contract platform and most of virtual real estate is transacted in Ethereum or wrapped Ethereum. So I own a lot of Ethereum for transaction purposes. Yep. And the second, and actually two other purposes for me to own and hold Ethereum is because I locked some of it in DeFi platforms and I locked some of it on the ETH 2.0 staking upgrades. So those are the reason. Number one, I think is all that to say is like it generates some passive income for me. It helped me transact and own virtual real estates. And ETH is a very almost like a certain investment because it's so popular in cryptocurrency world. You can't really go wrong with ETH.
Okay, and Daniel?
I'm a holder of Ethereum. I stake Ethereum as well to earn passively, but I also use Ethereum. Much like Tu said, I use Ethereum for NFT purchases, of course, for some DeFi plays. I use Ethereum to cover gas to move between wallets. So with Ether, I've had to figure out how to portion and partition off that which I want to hold for the long term. So I use my cold wallet for that, and that which I want to use or potentially sell, buy, trade, et cetera, I leave on exchange. And Bitcoin is much the same for me. I could tell you shameful stories about how much money I would have if I held on to Bitcoin when I first was introduced, but I don't want to cry on camera, so I won't. But as for now, Bitcoin, I buy when it's low, or I take profits from other coins into Bitcoin when Bitcoin's low. But when it's hitting its highs, I hold or sell. But much like with Ether, I also set up the amount of Bitcoin that I'm willing to hold for the longest of terms, because it is a store of value. It's digital gold at this point, and it always pays to have some. So eventually we won't think about crypto in dollars and cents. We'll think about it in sats, and you just stack them while you can and just figure out what you want to use it for.
You know, we just don't have enough time. They're telling me we've got about 7 minutes left, and it's been a long day, and I want to be respectful of time. Let me just say that for me, I'll say that Ethereum really is your gateway into Web3 and blockchain and DeFi. So for all of you all that are new investors out there, I would say this is a good time to accumulate Ethereum because it's going to allow you to purchase the NFTs and to participate in a lot of the things we talked about today. Because you can't pull out your MasterCard or your Visa or your debit card from Chase and say, I want to go buy some NFTs. Can you, young lion? Can't do that. You can't call up OpenSea and say, here's my Visa number. I want to get some NFTs, right? They don't let you do that.
Not quite.
I know some people have tried. They don't let you do it. So for all of you all that are new into this space, because one of the questions that came up, I'm looking at the questions. One of them came up from Darren. He said, can you suggest some resources for people to follow for trusted information about crypto? We've done that. We did that earlier in the day. I think what we're trying to do is get people, and for those of you all that came in late, see, that's what you get for coming in late. So I'm calling people out. But what I would say is I want people to understand how important it is just to get started in this industry. All kidding aside, I don't care if you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. I think right now a good entry point is Ethereum, particularly at this price, because it's going to allow you to participate in all these things that we've been talking about today, including the gaming and things like that. Here's a good question I think I have to ask. We got 5 minutes left. What's next for the Wall Street Wizards Academy? How can I get involved in more of these conversations? That might be the best question we got all day. So what's next is that I'm going to ask everyone to spread the word. Anyone that knows a little bit about our history and our legacy, they know that I took a hiatus from the program for a few years, but we're back. So what I want you to do is follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, follow us on all our social media. Make sure that you submit your email because we're going to start building a community. where we're going to start distributing more information like this. And if anyone, again, has known me over the years, I think the one thing that I'd like to say, which is my superpower, is the ability to take very complicated subjects and break them down and make them very simple in a very culturally relevant way for people to understand. And what I hope is that we'll continue to have more and more conversations like this. We hope to have maybe 3 or 4 sessions, these live stream sessions, uh, every few months, once a quarter. That's my plan. I think the next one, we're already talking about maybe doing one in June. And we'll do another live stream session like this. The only difference is we'll pick a particular topic and then we'll focus on that for maybe 2 hours. I won't drag you all on for 7 hours again, because I'm one step away from the bed. Like I'm literally, as I leave this place, I am running home and diving into the bed and going to sleep. So I want to just thank everybody again. Daniel, Tu, Iyanu, thank you all for just participating, sharing your ideas. Thank you for sharing just, your process, your thought process. I would be remiss as we close out. I pulling up my list. I have to thank some folks for their participation in making this first annual Wall Street Wizards Youth Summit, I think, a success. As I told us when we started, we're going to make some mistakes. So I hope you all understood that this is our first time doing it. We're going to make some mistakes. This was our beta. The next time we're going to do it even better. So with that, I want to thank our law firm, Oric. Those guys have been amazing. They were the ones that helped me figure out a lot of this whole thing around the legality around NFTs. I can't thank enough the Falcon Events team. These are the people that put on the production that you're seeing right now. They were amazing. We had some great laughs. I want to just thank them, that I look forward to doing more business with them in the future. I have to thank the folks at Betterment. Too, thank you for your company. They wrote us a check. So as a nonprofit organization built on, yay, there you go. I want to thank Too and Betterment, because they wrote us an actual check of real money. So, and as a nonprofit, I didn't even hit y'all up for money today. Y'all know my heart is in the right place. I didn't even ask for a donation, even though we're a nonprofit and we will welcome your nonprofit donation. Miller Kaplan, which is our CPA firm. They're the ones that keep us legit. They do our taxes, our bookkeeping, make sure that we stay on point. And with that, I'll close out with just people that I can't thank. Hermione Consulting. I know, Tamara, I'm butchering your name. It's late. Forgive me. I'm getting hungry. Tamara and her group are the ones that help us put together the questionnaire, and is going to be the one that's going to help us put together the questionnaire that I'm asking for you all to fill out afterwards. Again, get on our email list, because we're going to produce a crypto ebook. But the only people that are going to get the crypto ebook are the people that sign up and we have their email. And I think you're going to be very proud of the information that we're going to put together in this crypto ebook. Redwoods Crypto. I'm an advisor to this firm. Check them out, redwoodscrypto.com. We're a global crypto educational and investment community and mastermind group. Again, Redwoods Crypto, they supplied me with some great material that you've seen in between sessions. Daria Musk and Richard Musk, they are my musical soulmates, father and daughter. Some of the music that you heard in the background was myself. I did a little, and then Richard and Daria did some. Buzzcat Media, our PR firm. Inspire NFT. 090 Media, which is where I'm broadcasting from, and where Daniel is broadcasting from. They rolled out the red carpet. I asked them, I just said I needed a laptop and some Wi-Fi, and look at me now. They got me lit up like I'm a professional. And in closing, I have to thank the person that really made all this work, and she was refusing to come on camera, but that is Miss Brittany Elmore. Brittany, you know all the work you did. I know a lot of you all don't know Brittany, but it wouldn't have been none of this if it wasn't for Brittany. So I want to just thank you. Brittany is my adopted daughter, much like Daria is my adopted daughter. I called Brittany the goat, just like I called Daria the unicorn. So I want to just say thank you all again for coming. It has been an amazing day. Go home, get some sleep, eat some snacks. I'm eating some pizza since we were talking about pizza earlier. I'm definitely checking out the pizza DAO. But again, have a blessed day, and thank you for coming. And check out the website, wallstreetwizards.org with an S, wallstreetwizards.org. Check us out. Put your email on our list so we can stay in touch. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.